Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Wow Night Talk Show. Tonight, we will continue our conversation on helping children cope with the pandemic. Having flexible but consistent routines at home in this time of pandemic can help children feel more safe and secure because they know what to expect and they know their boundaries. Because routines provide boundaries, it can help them behave better. But still, they will misbehave and they can drive us crazy when stuck at home. So what can we do when children misbehave? Here to help us with tonight's topic is LGI's former Managing Director for Children's Education. She is a graduate from the College of Education of the UP Diliman and is currently pursuing her master's degree in educational psychology from the same institution. Let's welcome back Miss Carmina Santos. So good evening, Carmina.
Good evening, Miss Cookie. Good evening, everyone.
Carmina, we had such good feedback from last week's talk show, so I thought it best for us to continue this conversation. So misbehavior, let's talk about it. No? Is it normal for children to misbehave, especially at this time?
All children misbehave naman, di ba? So it is normal when they are tired, hungry, afraid, or learning independence and self-management. And I can also imagine that because of this pandemic, it can be stressful for kids. So, of course, I'm not making excuses for misbehavior. I'm just saying that it is a natural occurrence and can be expected in stressful situations such as this.
So the million-dollar question is, as you said, it is expected, no? What can parents do when children misbehave?
Well, the way to deal with misbehavior is, of course, discipline. Pandemic man or no pandemic. But remember to do it properly. So the WHO recommends some ways in their COVID parenting tips. And the first is redirect. No, even teachers actually in classrooms do this. No? So redirection means turning a negative behavior into a good behavior. So you can manage your child's behavior by verbally expressing a command or a request. For example, if you saw your child standing on a chair and ayaw mo siyang tumayo dun sa chair. So, redirection, chairs are for sitting, no standing please. Or sometimes may hawak siya na gusto mong ibalik niya or ayaw mong hawakan niya. So, oh, what a nice toy. Put it back on the shelf, please. Mga ganun.
So basically means it's telling the child what to do. Tama ba? Is it fair to say that?
Well, doing this kasi helps the child know what to expect, diba? And what to not expect. Remember, it's important that they know what is expected of them so they can do self-management or manage their own behavior. Parang tayong adults din. So, when we know what is expected of us, we know how to navigate, kumbaga.
Yeah, so like what you said, no, parang last week sa talk show natin, pwede pala talaga yung self-management for kids, no?
Yes. Pwede rin yung sa redirection, pwede siyang physical redirection, no? This is where parents use a nurturing touch to redirect a child. For example, physically redirecting a child away from an electric socket to a safe point that she can play with or he can play with.
Na-catch ko yung sinabi mo means na use a nurturing touch, no? So you are basically replacing something a child is doing and not just outright saying no. You are giving an alternative when you redirect.
Yes, alternative, yes.
Means I'm curious, no? Kasi nga yun nga sinabi mo yung nurturing touch. How do you feel about yung pinapalo yung kamay or something like that, no? Yung parang hindi na masyadong nurturing yung touch, no? Oo.
Well, for experts, no, it's inappropriate to slap a child's hand for touching a dangerous object or yung i-jerk mo siya away from the electric socket, for example, as a means of physical direction. Kasi sometimes, siguro culture ng parents na meron talaga silang pagpapalo, no? Pero for physical direction, it's inappropriate kasi hitting is an abusive practice that sends a double message to the child. So, if you hit him or her, parang sinasabi mo, I'm concerned about your safety, but I will hit you and it will cause you pain and fear. So, ayaw nila yun.
I suppose means no, the child also doesn't learn from that. It can even create negative consequences. So, I guess yun nga, no, kaya siguro yung dapat nurturing yung touch dun sa physical redirection. Yung sabi mo naman, it's inappropriate for physical redirection because yun nga, you're pointing the child to do something else, di ba? As opposed to kung papaluin mo lang ganyan, hindi siya na-redirect, no, in that sense.
Yes.
My next question would be means, can you combine the two? Can you do physical redirection? So, i-guide mo siya with, yun nga, a nurturing touch, and you also use your words.
Yes, it's best to combine the two actually, especially for younger kids. So, with our example earlier, so kung combine, parents can say no in a firm voice, or you let the kids know na what you're doing or what they're about to do is unacceptable. So the firm voice indicates that it's not a game, that you're serious with what you're saying. The no indicates that he is to stop the behavior immediately. So with the physical touch naman, you approach the child, kesa sabi ka lang ng sabi from afar. So stoop down, make eye contact, hold his or her hand, and tell the child that the behavior is unacceptable. So instead of always using no, ayaw din naman natin na puro no. We can use words like icky or hot or ouchie. So if he is near something that could injure him, like yung electric sockets or hot oven. So we can also say na this is mommy's for something na pointy or dangerous, diba? This is not for you. This is not for little kids. So just remember that the goal is not to inhibit a child's natural curiosity, but to foster it through more appropriate activity.
That's a very good reminder, means, no, yung sinabi mo, it's also not good to just keep saying no. So yung sabi mo nga, there should be words like it's icky, it's ouchy, or it's out, you'll hurt yourself, no? Yung words like that, hindi puro no. Saka ang ganda rin ng sinabi mo, means that we don't want to inhibit the natural curiosity of the children or of the child, no? Because actually, they can use that for school, yung pagiging curious, wanting to learn, wanting to see, ano ba to, ganyan, no? And even in life later on, no, magagamit nila yun.
Yes, that's true. And aside from redirection, no, yung offering alternatives, no, you can also use consequence. Diba? So actually, the main keys of routines are not just predictability and consistency, but also the follow-through or enforcing the consequence. Yun yung sinasabi nila na, say what you mean and mean what you say.
Okay, ang ganda nun, Minsa. Let me just say that again para ma-emphasize natin, no? Say what you mean and mean what you say. Kailangan magpa-follow through ka dun sa sinabi mo, no? Gagawin mo actually what you said.
Oo. Tsaka kasi, kids are smart.
Right,
If they notice na you said it, gagawin mo to, pero hindi mo eventually ginawa. So, they'll remember it. Parang magkakaroon sila ng president na, dati sinabi, hindi naman ginawa. So, kailangan magpo-follow through. Tsaka ang consequence naman, it can be positive and negative. So, with positive consequence, praise, di ba? When your child is following the routine or the rules, you give positive consequence, you praise. Pag negative consequence naman, hindi niya sinunod yung rule or yung routine, nalulose siya ng privilege, mayroon siyang time out, or you remove him or her dun sa situation.
Ang ganda nun. Positive consequences, yung you praise them, and negative consequences, so yun nga, yung may loss of privilege, like what you said. Actually, this is my personal method of discipline, no? Means kami ng husband ko. So, I'm glad we're actually doing something right. We're confirmed, no? Or affirmed, no? So, I find it helps children understand better. And they can understand, in a way, yung cause and effect, no? Na parang, if you do this, may ganitong effect na mangyayari.
Yes. The consequences for not following the routine or breaking the rules should be clear then to you and your child and should be given immediately. Tsaka, consequences help teach our children responsibility for what they do. Parang, there's this common practice, no, tayo ako din, naging guilty rin naman ako nito sometimes. Now, when something happened to the kid, kunwari nadapa, sabi na, bad yung floor, or bad yung door, ganyan. Or yung, kunwari nauntog siya, ganyan. Pero alam niya na, alam mo rin na it's his fault kasi sinabi mo sa kanya huwag gawin yun. Pero ginawa pa rin niya. But then, ang sinisi mo yung floor.
Right.
Hindi nila ma-learn yung cause and effect nga. They won't take responsibility for their actions kasi naghahanap ka ng i-blame mo, di ba? So, dapat yung consequences help teach them this, no? Tsaka with discipline, it controlled din siya, di ba? So you give your child a choice to follow your instruction before giving them the consequence. So remember, try to stay calm when giving the consequence din.
I like how yung consequence, no, it teaches children to take responsibility for their actions. No? And if you think about it, means no, taking responsibility is an important trait for everyone, young or old. Diba? Especially for adults, right? Like for work, kailangan mo yon. You need to take responsibility for your actions.
Yeah,
And just being a good citizen. It's really, you have to take responsibility. That means, what should parents do when the child did something terribly bad, no? And it causes anger talaga. Alam mo yan, no? Yung magugulo kasi yung mga bata, sometimes they break something that is worth so much. Or TV, kunwari, like mga ganyan, no? And syempre, as a parent, I mean, I think normal yun na, oh my gosh, maisip mo yung cost ng object or something. So, syempre, medyo nagra-rise din yung anger mo talaga to the next level, no? So, how can parents approach giving discipline pag ganitong mga situations?
Ang importante pag ganun, you take a pause. Diba? Give yourself 10-second pause. Breathe. And then try to respond when you're calm na. Kasi I'm sure the kids already know that they've done something wrong. So when you try to respond at the height of your anger, diba, you might say something or do something you might regret later on. Diba? So give yourself a pause muna. Parents are stressed to the breaking point now with a lot of things going on. And unfortunately, that leads to increased aggression towards children when they're acting up. So if you find that you are getting to that point, yun nga, take a pause, walk away, put yourself into a timeout if needed.
Pwede rin palang timeout sa parents, no? Parents can need a timeout too, no? Pero tama ka, means, because instead of lashing out and doing something much worse, no? Dapat we should calm down, no? So sometimes, after a few minutes, may masmasan ka na, you have a clearer mind, and the chances of you building up your child by what you say or do will be higher. Mas mataas yung chance na, yun nga, kasi nga like you said, I'm sure nangangatog na rin sila, naiiyak na sila, alam na nila yung nangyayari. So, yun nga, ang ganda no, na you can still do you can enforce discipline in a calmer way. So, talaga maging effective yung discipline, hindi lang dahil galit ka, di ba?
Yes, I agree with that. Saka another option is, when they are misbehaving or when they're doing something na ayaw mo, is to ignore what happened. Know when to walk away. So, choosing your battles then. Know when to run away or run from non-dangerous bad behavior. So, ignoring bad behavior that is not dangerous can help children learn natural consequences.
Ang ganda nun, Mina, no? Non-dangerous bad behavior. We can ignore that. Can you explain further kung paano yun?
So, for example, misbehavior or ayaw mong ginagawa nila. Kinain nila lahat yung chips nila.
Okay.
They ate all the chips. For example, dapat it will last a week. Pero, kakabili pa lang sa grocery, naubos na nila. Na-usap na nila lahat ng chips nila, no? And then, you can go to the store to get more kasi nga, quarantine. So, guess what? The natural consequence is, bukas, wala na silang kakainin. Wala na silang chips or yung comfort food nila. So, when there's no more chips or there's no more food, they'll have to eat what's yung naka-offer sa kanila. Fruits and veggies. Hindi na bibili pa, yung nandun na. So, they'll be forced to eat healthy snacks or no snacks at all. Kasi, inubos na nila eh. So,
right.
Yung natural consequence.
At talaga, ang ganda, no? It shows them na yung cause and effect, you do something, may effect yun, no? And yun na yung natural consequence. No? So, you just ignore, you didn't do anything about it, but they are able to learn from that na if you eat it, naubos na, wala na talaga. And I'm really a firm believer actually means of teaching the children as young as they are to be responsible, no? Kasi we as parents, we're actually doing them a favor by teaching them to be responsible.
That's true.
So, Mina, if you were to summarize these methods of discipline, no? You were discussing from WHO yung tips na yan, no? Yung redirection, use of consequence, no? what else? No, kung ikaw, what would you say would be something that we as parents kami should remember?
Mhm. Ako sa akin, it would be the statement na, say no to quick fixes.
Wow, okay. Quick fixes, that would mean you just you won't really deal with it, yung parang
Para
basta lang,
matapos na lang.
yeah, parang matapos lang. Oh, that's a very interesting
Mm.
statement. No? Can you explain that means?
Oo. So, no to quick fixes. Kasi remember, you're doing your child no favors by giving in for the sake of avoiding his momentary displeasure. Kunwari, nagwawala na siya or umiiyak na siya.
Mhm.
So, of course, none of us like to fight. None of us
Right.
want our children to be unhappy. So, sometimes we'd rather do the easy thing and say, yes, yun na, give in. O sige, bili na lang ng chips, naubos
Yeah.
na, bili na lang.
Yeah.
And avoid these nasty feelings. Kasi, of course, I'm sure parents then don't want their children, parang tayo yung kontrabida sa buhay ng mga
Oo.
natin, no? So, giving in and saying yes to what they want means you're going to confront the same issue again and again. Saka actually, with brain development naman, kapag whatever they learn at an early age, that wires their brain.
Yeah.
So, kung hindi mo to, kung quick fix mo to at hindi nila, they will not go through the process, talagang you will confront the same issue again and again.
Such a powerful truth, Mina, yung what you shared, no? And as a parent, I think we are faced with the decision of taking advantage of these teaching moments by disciplining our children, talking to them, explaining why their behavior is undesirable, or letting them go and just letting them be. So parang we have that decision as parents. And I can relate, no, the temptation to do a quick fix can be so strong sometimes, especially when you're so busy. Alam mo yon, yung you're about to leave for the office and then may kasalanan na gagawin. I mean, may masamang mangyayari, may masisira siya, and you're just so pressed for time. Parang, wag na lang, yung parang it's so much easier and it's so much more convenient to just let things be. And yun nga, sige na lang, parang ganyan, no? But, as you've explained to us, it's better to grab the opportunity to teach them as it happens, no, and discipline them now, because it helps them learn, it builds them up, and it prepares them for life.
Yes, Miss Cookie. So let's take advantage now, no, while they're young, and it's easy for them to catch and learn all these things.
I can't help but relate this means to a very popular verse. I think all parents know this verse, no? Yung sa Proverbs 22 verse 6, train up a child on the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Like you were saying kanina, no? Even sa brain development, no? They're wired that way. So we have to discipline them today. If we discipline them today, it will be part of their character tomorrow.
Yes, amen.
So means, Carmina, we're just so blessed again. So much to learn from you as a teacher and with all your experience teaching young kids for how many years na ba? 7 years, Mina? Or has it been a decade already?
Almost 10, actually.
Yeah, a decade. Yeah, a decade of teaching. So napaka-rich, no? Your inputs are so rich. So means before I let you go for tonight, I'd like to ask you to pray for the parents, no, to help us discipline, no, to help us discipline our children so that they will grow up in the way they should really go.
Amen. Sige po, of course. Why don't we bow our heads and let's pray? Dear God, we thank you for all the parents, Lord, or all the caregivers listening tonight. Lord, it's not easy parenting kids, Lord, and so we really need your help in doing this. And we know, Lord God, that you are always available for us, Lord. I pray for all the parents, all the caregivers. Give them the wisdom that they need, God, to balance things, to balance when to walk away, to give them the wisdom to pick their battles. Lord, give them the wisdom that they need in disciplining their children, in forming consequences. Lord, I pray that you equip them whatever they need to parent their children, to help their kids develop, Lord, in to their maximum potential, Lord. I pray, Father, give them the right words to say when redirecting. Lord, I pray you give them the wisdom to know or when to walk away and when to let natural consequences teach their children. I pray, Lord God, that they will always catch the teachable moments, that they will not miss anything. Lord, this is not possible without your help, not by our own strength, Lord, but with your spirit, kaya namin to. And we just speak blessings upon the parents, Lord God, and I pray, Father, na you teach them, Lord, na when to I mean to balance everything para hindi naman too strict or too tight or too harsh yung treatment nila sa mga anak nila. But Lord, guide them, God, in the right way na mapalaki yung mga anak nila. And Lord, I pray, Father, that in their moments na pagod na sila, give them an embrace. Lord, give them the comfort that they need, give them the boost that they need in their spirits. Lord God, to know that you see what they're experiencing, you see and you know what's happening with them. And Lord, you are always there available for us to call upon, to ask for help. And so, Lord, we just speak blessings upon all the parents and their children. Lord, that as they navigate this life together, I pray that love and patience, Lord God, will reign supreme in their hearts, just as you have modeled it to us. Jesus, I pray that they will also extend the same to their children. Let us be a model of your love to our children. Thank you, Father. This we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך. יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונקה. יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace.